Hey guys, hey, welcome to Panda Night. It's your girl Raquel May David. I'm so thankful that you guys are here. As you enter the room, if you can really, if you guys can please drop a 1 in the chat if you are brand new to credit repair, a 2 in the chat if you have the platform, a 3 if you have the platform and have used it. I want to know kind of like who's in the room so we can make sure that we are speaking to encompass everyone. Welcome to the room, Max. I think it's Kata. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. Kata, Mox, and is that Daryl? Welcome to the room, guys. Welcome to the room. Thank you for dropping that too. Yay! See, sometimes I get it right. Hey, Mr.
Good
Moore,
evening,
how are you
everyone.
today?
I'm blessed. How is everyone, Queen?
Wonderful. Let me know if you're a 1,
Excellent.
2, or 3 as we are waiting for everyone to come in. So kind of like how this goes, just to let everyone know, is that I allow people to come into the room. The first 10 to 15 minutes is open floor. So if you guys have a question, not one question, so let me clarify, there's not a cap on it, but if you guys have a question, concern, or comment, by all means, go ahead and let me know. It'll be my pleasure to go ahead and support. Hi, is it Anaya? Welcome. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or comments? Mox said that they are a 1, but familiar with credit repair in general, just not with Panda. I love that. So we're going to go over Dispute Panda in its totality, and we are going to talk about it. Now, I like to be upfront, guys. When you guys come into the room with me, I am teaching you how to use the platform and do the rounds of attack for completely free. So we are going to cover pricing. We're going to cover the training tab. We're going to cover contacts. Then we're going to dive into the platform. After we dive into the platform, we are going to load a client in, and I'm going to show you how I complete a round of disputes for the 3 major credit reporting agencies for $0 and 0 cents. So if you guys have any questions while we're waiting, hey Treeman, hey Juan, how are you? How you doing, Juan? You traveling today?
What's up? What's up? No,
Yeah.
I'm over here at my house.
You're at your house? Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to go get some groceries, but I'm gonna be tuning in. I just had a question about because I'm trying to find something else than that what's it called, smart credit. So I don't know. I don't like identity IQ. So I know there's one more. I think
There's
it's
My Score IQ and there's Credit Dino. Why aren't you using Credit Dino? Credit Dino gives you the attacks for free every 35 days.
because it's I don't want to talk crap about it, but it's not for me.
Okay, well, if you don't like Credit Dino, that's fine. You can use My Score IQ or Identity IQ.
All right, for sure.
My pleasure. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys, while we're waiting for everyone to kind of pile on in? Oh, Max, you can come off of mute. What question do you have, my love?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So my question was I if I got like a stall letter, not stall, yeah, a stall letter, what, a few days ago, and
Mm-hmm.
then I used hold on, let me see the name of it, the static. I did
Static
this.
stall letter?
I sent
What?
that out, but then I got another stall letter, like, well, I just received it like yesterday. For, I forgot, Experian.
Was it from the same credit bureau or a different one?
Yeah, the same one. But it wasn't. So I had one from like TransUnion and Experian, but
Uh-huh.
only received a second one from experience. That makes sense.
How long ago did you send the letter off, the stall letter off?
It was. Ooh, I gotta check the dates real quick.
Yeah,
Not,
because there's two questions that I will have. Number one, if you sent the letters out individually, like let's say you had 3 letters that were supposed to go to Experian or Equifax or whoever. If you sent it out individually, that stall letter may not be a response for that original letter. If you sent it all out together and it has been more than 7 days, then I would resend the stall letter out that you have with the full round of disputes together.
okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure. Any other questions, guys? Also, Panda uses personally and Panda use for. So Panda is something that you can use for an individual, yes. And as a credit reporting organization, a credit repair organization like myself, I use it for my actual clients. So you can use the free version for yourself, your family, or as a business. Completely up to you. Great question. Any other questions, guys? We have a few more minutes before we dive in.
Okay, I have a question.
How can I help?
So before I came across Panda,
Mm-hmm.
I called myself trying to initiate a text, if you
Okay.
would. And I sent uh the validation letter,
Mm-hmm.
and I did get a response. And then I sent a second validation letter when I did get the response. And then I got another response. And the response that they gave, third party gave was like the statement
Mm-hmm.
on there. So I didn't know how to respond to it. So that was my question. Like, how do I respond to that information?
So I would love to answer that question. If on this call, I would only be able to answer that question as it pertains to the software.
Okay.
If you would like to book a one-on-one, I'll drop the link in the chat so you can talk to me specifically about
Okay.
your particular file. But to
Okay.
answer the question, if you already did a debt validation letter, you would still come into Dispute Panda. Now, what I would recommend is to wait at least 30 days from when you
Okay.
sent that last letter until you send the next letter.
Okay.
And then I would go in and pick the actual flow of your choice. Personally, if you were seasoned, I know you said you just came in, so like you're brand new, like you have not used Panda before, cool. So if you haven't used Panda before, what I will suggest is that when you go into training, and I'm going to show you guys that today, when you go to training, there's an actual flow guide. So you would start at the top of the guide in order to basically start disputing the process. So the first letter is Punch of Fury Supreme Boosted, and that will go to the actual credit reporting agencies. One second. Sorry, my admin killed me. I'm joking. My daughter is making popcorn. And I taste it in my throat. I said it in my throat. Will do. Here you go. So I would start with the dispute with the first round, and then I'll drop the link for you to book a call so we can read the letters, because depending on what is included and depending on what is on the credit report would depend on how we would attack. Because normally if they send me the statement, one second. I feel like she burning the popcorn, y'all. I feel it in my chest. Depending on what the statement says and depending on what your credit report says, we might have leverage to write something that will be completely separate, right? Based on the validation letter. But I don't know what your report specifically says. in order to use that validation that came back to support you. Also, I don't know what the stance is of the actual account. Is it in charge off? Is it in collections? Is it a charge off that was written off with a loss for the company to the IRS? Because again, all of that is going to dictate how we're going to respond to the actual creditor, not how we're going to respond to the credit reporting agencies. So if you have the free version, you would still go into the system. You'll pick the first letter, which is the Punch of Fury Supreme Boosted, and then you'll have that generated to go out for that particular creditor. But without knowing, more information on how the account is set up or how it's coded on your credit report, it's limiting what I can give. But if we're talking system specifically, you would go to the first round of letters, just make sure there's a 30 to 35 day gap from the last time you sent out that validation. And the validation you sent out was specifically to the creditor, not to the credit reporting agency, right?
It was a third party service. It wasn't actually to that company, but it's a third party servicer that was collecting for them.
Okay, even better. Yeah, so you can do the flow as it is because you can do the flow now because what you sent to that person doesn't really impact you. So that's the move that I would make. Oh, let me drop my appointment link. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm doing all this talk, friend. Hold on. Because my admin is not coming in the room today. She is on strike. Tell them why. Why you on strike? I don't know why you on strike. Somebody's supposed to be here pushing the button. They ain't here to just see me, Ike. They coming here to see me, Otis, but they they come to see me, Otis. We like to have fun over here, so I'm super duper excited that you're here. But since it's a third party collection company, also depending on who they are, I might just refer you to my litigation person for them to help you with the process. Because again, there are different ways that you could skin that particular cat, especially since it's not the primary person. And you can also attack that debt. I'm sorry if I'm giving some people too much. Just hold it in your pocket. I promise you, as you keep learning, this will apply.
It'll be useful.
But when it comes to a third party debt collector, some of them, depending on the state that you're in, they have to have an active license in order to collect the debt. So sometimes when I'm attacking, I'm looking at that third party and I'm verifying if they have an active debt. If they have an active license to collect said debt in that state. Because I don't care if you bought the debt from Regis and Kelly Ripa, okay? If you don't have an active license to collect, I'm printing that off. I'm sending that to the credit reporting agency and I'm getting you kicked off, right? You're not valid in order to collect the debt anyway. So it all depends on the placement of the debt and the additional information in order for that to be for me to have a clear answer for you, I would have to look at your report. So I've dropped the link in the chat. I am not available from now until Monday. Your girl is out of town. I'm acting bad and bougie. No, I'm not. Hopefully I'm gonna get a nap because I ain't gonna be with my kids, but I am gonna be in Atlanta. So there will be no call tomorrow, but we'll be back to regular scheduled programs, hopefully on Monday, as long as I ain't do too much. Okay. But wanted to go ahead and answer that. So the link is in the chat. Go ahead and book if you want to go over your profile. You want to bring your credit report. I do like if you book with me that you send the credit report to me so we can look at it. And that when we get on the call, we're diving in to like what you need to do, what's missing, and get locked and loaded there. Great questions. I love it. I love it. Question in the chat is, are we using Metro 2 software and AI software? Yes. The Dispute Panda platform is Metro and AI. Why is your mic on? No. Ooh, see, I came in the room. You can't. Help is just over here. Look at this. Okay. Sorry if I'm asking questions that you might be answering already. Nope. There's no problem. I'm here to help. And my job is to make sure that all your questions are answered accordingly. Mr. Smith says he needs to get into the mentorship. Child, I done dropped this mentorship link 1,700 times, but I'm going to drop it again like it's a good record. Okay. Like a Mariah Carey Christmas album. I done dropped it like it's hot 2 more times. Hey, Juan, what's your question, my love?
Okay, so with Equifax, I'm gonna have to do that probably separate from the other two bureaus because they reinserted a late payment and they didn't give me a 5-day notice, and so do I do that whole account separate from the whole thing that I'm gonna dispute with? Like, let's say if there's like 7 accounts on there that I'm gonna dispute all together, but that particular reinsertion on factual disputing, should I just keep that separate when I send it all together?
No, because you can create and when you go into the system has a reinsertion letter that's there. So
Okay,
it's
so then I
automatically going
just
to be separate.
oh, it's all automatically gonna be separated,
Right, because you
like when
have
I
to go
type it
to the
in.
static letters and you have to select reinsertion letter.
Because I was gonna yeah, because I was gonna put a code in there, but if I forgot, I don't know if I ever used the reinsertion letter, if it's got the code for that, if it says everything already, but
Yeah, it does.
okay, so then what do I just staple that with with the because the account Equifax has got like 7 accounts on there that I'm gonna dispute, so I'm gonna click on all of them, and then it's gonna probably the AI is gonna bring everything out, but I don't know if I gotta type anything else like a factual, where they gives you the option to put the factual in there.
So
I
what I'm
don't know if I'm,
advising is that there's already a reinsertion letter that's under the static attack. So you don't have to do anything extra. If you want to do it as a reinsertion dispute that particular round and not let it get generated for whatever attack verbiage that you're printing that month, you would just unselect it when the system auto selects it for you. You'd unselect it. And then that particular round of disputes for that month would be a reinsertion verbiage, not the Punch of Fury or the Supreme Boosted or the Pinwheel, whichever attack you're selecting. Does that make
well,
sense?
yeah, because I want to attack the other ones as well, though. Because it's like if I get the like let's say there's 7 accounts and then there's that one, so I'm gonna do 6 accounts with the Punch of Fury or something like that,
That is
and
correct.
then and then that one account I unclick it and then I just do the reinsertion.
You got it.
Okay, all right, that was my question. All right, thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Any other questions, guys, before we get started? No, we good? Hopefully, am I frozen, Janae? No, I'm not frozen. Okay, cool. Wanted to make sure I wasn't frozen. All right, guys. So we are going to dive in. It is 18 after the hour. Okay. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much for all of you guys that have pulled up to Club Panda. We are going to dive in. And as always, I like to start at pricing. As we go through the process, I like to talk about drip money. I like to talk about how you're going to be able to monetize and leverage what it is that you have. Um, Especially if you're doing this for yourself, your family, or your friends. For those of you guys that are doing this as a business, of course, I know you guys already have your tactics. If any of the wisdom that I drop helps, please go ahead and use it. All right. We're going to start at pricing. We're going to then go to training. We're going to go to contacts. And then we're going to get into the platform. And we are going to go through the full platform and then actually load a client into the system. So starting off at pricing, Dispute Panda is the world's most effective and efficient pay as you go disputing platform. So the difference between this platform and some of the other platforms that are out there, and I like to let everyone know about my personal experience. So I started credit repair almost 20 years ago. And when I started doing credit repair, I was paying for platforms. Majority of the platforms you have to pay to play. With Dispute Panda, you pay only when it's time for you to actually generate letters. So as Juan stated, if you're using Smart Credit, Identity IQ, or MyScore IQ, you are paying $17 per month per round. So that means if you have 7 clients, you're being billed $17 for each one of those clients if they're using one of those 3 platforms. Now, Dispute Panda did come out with their own credit monitoring software, which does give you a host of benefits that are available and accessible. And I'm going to cover those with you as I go through the consultation when I load the client in. And I'm going to talk about what I think is beneficial to it. It's up to everybody as to what you want to use. What I am going to tell you is no matter what software you use for credit monitoring, make sure you have an affiliate link so you can get that drip money. So whether it's Identity IQ, Smart Credit, or MyScore IQ, there is a link that you can go ahead and set up for yourself. That way your client is able to go ahead and actually You can get basically not kickback, but you can get your residual earnings from them having the credit monitoring month after month. Please note that your client they're going to need credit monitoring while you're going through this process. And you want to make sure that you're collecting the information upfront. So as we're going through the process, keep in mind that there is a way that I'm going to show you how to do this for free. And the way that I teach, you would actually be able to come out ahead because you get paid $8 at minimum for the credit monitoring software that we have here. Plus that $17 per round is waived because you're using the credit monitoring software that was made for Dispute Panda. Now, if you don't have the free version, so I like to tell people to think about the free version as a nice Google Drive that basically generates the letters for you, houses all your clients' information, and makes your life easy when it's coming time for dispute. The pro version is that on steroids. It gives you the ability to actually have your clients have a safe client access portal. You can actually put your logo. If you want to do your color scheme child, you can go ahead and put your little stuff in there. You can have your contract in there. Like, it gives you a more robust items. And as we get into the platform, I'll show you how that works. We do give you 14 days for $1 on the pro version. When you are leveraging that, you do get it is $197 per month thereafter, but you get full access. I've had people ask me before, like, on the pro, if you're doing the trial, do you have limited access? No, over here it's all or nothing, boo. So you're going to get full access to all of the information so that you can go ahead and help yourself, your clients, your family, whoever, be able to get the credit that they really need and deserve through the process. Okay. Now, of course, you can pay for it for a year. You get a full 2 months for free. Just like to drop that tip. We're going to move over to training now. Training is something that I think we all miss a lot, and I want to make sure that we're covering that. When you click on the training tab, the first thing that you want to do is click on this free download. The reason that you want to click on this free download guide is because it gives you the step-by-step guide as to what letters to pick, when to pick the letters, who to send it out to, and also when to have a discussion with the secondary reporting agencies. A lot of people only get hung up with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, but I did demonstrate in the last class that there are hundreds of, not hundreds, there's anywhere between 21 to 27 different credit reporting agencies on the public side, and on the private side, it's over 120. And depending on the industry that you're in, it's even more. So think about the fact that on the personal side, if you're just disputing the collections on Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, but that, let's say you have an eviction notice and it's at a rental property and LexisNexis holds rental, right? If you're not disputing in those other spaces, that information can be bleeded back onto the account that you have. Or if you go to a rental property, if they're not always going directly to the actual credit reporting agencies, they're going to the secondary agencies. And if you haven't cleaned it up over there, it's still going to be reporting, and it will still impact you from being able to get the property that you're wanting to get. So that is why this guy was created, to help with the major secondary agencies that houses our information, such as Factor Trust, Clarity, DataX, Microtel, Credco, ARS, LCI, Innovis, and my favorite big brother in the sky, LexisNexis, because Lexis know all your business. They know who you've been married to, how long you was married to them, when you got a divorce. They even know when you got a gun license, child. They in your business. Okay. So I definitely tell everyone to follow this chart. The rules of engagement. The reason why Credit Dino for credit monitoring gives you 35 days. They give you the credit as long as you wait the 35-day window to dispute, is because you're supposed to allow 30 days for your disputes to be processed with the actual credit reporting agencies. So with that being said, a lot of times what happens is that we don't take the time to make sure that we're allowing the full 30 days to go through before we're setting another round of letters. Two things can happen when that goes down. One, if you do that, you run the risk of being considered frivolous because you're just sending in multiple rounds of disputes, and the credit reporting agencies will just completely dismiss you and not even look at your file. Number two is the law states that you're supposed to give the credit reporting agencies 30 days to dispute your profile. After that 30-day window, if for some reason you send in a letter before that 30-day window, they are granted an additional 15. So it is going to be more, it's going to make better sense for you to give that 35-day space or more. So my company is a 40 to 45-day window is when every letter goes out for my client. I make sure that that's clear so that there is an understanding of how you're going to be able to flow. Plus, I get my credit after that 35-day window has been processed. Okay. So if any questions on that, let me know. Once you go into the training tab, you are then, hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Once you get into the training tab, if I'm not here, it's not a Monday, Wednesday, or a Thursday, you can scroll down and watch all the videos. If it's 2:00 in the morning, like y'all are like me and I'm in my office working, you can go ahead and click the button and go ahead and process and watch the videos to see what each tab means if for some reason you forgot how it works. Okay? When you click on the contact tab allows you to speak to customer service. One of the things that I like to give you guys are tools that's going to make doing business better for you as well as the client. So let me go ahead and grab this here. There is a platform called Loom. It's completely free. It's Loom. I'm going to drop it in the chat. What you can do and what I normally recommend is if you're having some system issues, you can actually record up to a 5-minute video. It will actually give you a shareable link. You would send that link and just put it right here in the little chat box area. You go ahead and say, here's my issue. You go ahead and drop the link in there. As soon as the video is watched, you get sent an email that says someone has watched your video. So now you have a timestamp as when someone looked at your stuff. I like to give people 24 to 48 hours to go ahead and respond with me. Now, do bear in mind that customer service is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, I need answers in 24 to 48 hours. And they normally, I'm going to be honest with you, they're very good at responding. But I like to do the video so that way I know that they see what I see. And they're actually looking at the screen. If there's something that I'm missing, they'll be able to say, hey, Raquel, here's directly where the issue is, right? So you can do this for the client if you're having document issues, subscription, mailing, anything systemic related within the software. If you have general questions, like you want press, partnership, or anything of that nature, you can come over here and then the team will divvy it out to the correct people or part of the business that would be able to answer that question. Any questions on customer service, training, or pricing before we move on?
Pricing.
What's your question on pricing, my love?
Okay, so I was you said something about for the pro it's a month for free, you said, or 2 months? How does that
No,
work?
it's 14 days for $1, and then it's $197 a month thereafter. You
Oh,
get
okay.
2 months for free if you pay for the full year.
Oh, okay. You got to pay for the full year first, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then $1, and then $1 for 14 days.
Yep, it's $1 for 14 days if you upgrade to Pro, but if you pay for the full year, you get 2 months for free.
And then with that $1 one, do you gotta do the dyno?
You don't have to do anything. You can use the Pro or the free version. You get the option of the same 4 credit monitoring softwares. It's completely up to you as to what you want to use.
And then that 14-day trial how does that work? You get like unlimited disputes or what?
The Pro is exactly the same as the free. The only difference between the Pro and the free is that you get some extras. And with the Pro, if you are using Credit Dyno, you get letters that go to the creditors as well. So going to the Pro and using Credit Dyno gives you letters to the credit bureaus as well as the creditors. So you get letters specifically to Santander or specifically to Wells Fargo if you are using the Pro and Credit Dyno. If you are not using Credit Dyno, then the amenities or the additives that you get is the integration. You get the tracking of the updates for your client's files that you can turn into a shareable file, and you get the safe client access portal so your clients can message you securely without any issues.
Okay. So the pros got more, like a lot more options. Like say if you were battling collections and you're like, I want to go after creditors.
Correct.
Okay.
But it only
All right.
works if you're using Credit Dyno. So I want to make sure that you're clear. With you saying you don't want to use Credit Dyno, if you're not using Credit Dyno, then that pro is not going to work for you because it only generates the creditor letters if you're using Credit Dyno.
Yeah, because I don't know what happened. I tried to sign up with Credit Dyno and it didn't. I don't know, something like it was like janky or something. Like it didn't let me like sign up.
Well, you sign up on the dashboard. So if you hang on one time, I'll show you what the sign up looks like because we're about to get to that next. Okay.
Okay. I'll just hang on.
No problem, my love. And mock, it is $197 a month for the pro version. So I am going to show you guys what the pro version looks like. As a matter of fact, since that's the question, let me go ahead and sign into my test account. No, Credit Dyno is free for you. You don't pay for Credit Dyno. Your clients pay for Credit Dyno for credit monitoring. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm going to log into the test account so you guys can see really quickly. Credit Dyno, once you sign up for Dispute Panda, we're going to go through what that looks like. If you are wanting to sign up for an affiliate link for Credit Dyno, it's right here on the homepage. You just simply click on it and you put your first name, last name, email address, and your password, and that's literally all you have to do. It will take you to the dashboard to where you can get your own affiliate link. And with the pro, you're able to come in here and put your affiliate link in the system. And that way, when clients come in to sign up, they will automatically have access to your affiliate link. If you have affiliate links for all of them and you want to give your clients option as to what credit monitoring software to select, you can leave all of them on or you can turn it off and only have the one that you want them to sign up for specifically. So Credit Dyno for you to have is for you as the owner of Credit, for you to send out the affiliate links to your clients. So you are the affiliate for Credit Dyno. It's free and it's on the free platform. So let me go ahead and log out and then we're going to start the enrollment and we're going to do the walkthrough together. So any other questions on pricing before I move on? I want to make sure that everyone's pricing question was answered. But the $197 a month is for the platform on the pro version. And Credit Dyno is used on the free version or the pro version. So it's not one or the other. You can use Credit Dyno, Smart Credit, Identity IQ, or My Score IQ on any of the versions, free or paid. Great question. All right. Any other direct questions to me? Nope. All right. Hey, Loyalty Tax. I saw you in the building. Hey, my love. Welcome back, Tremine. Appreciate you.
Hey, boo.
Hey, of course you're all over Jerusalem again. All right. All right. Good up, sir. So pro is if we want to add more profiles. Nope. When you say more profiles, what do you mean? If you can come off of mute, Mox, I want to make sure I answer the question because you get the same amount of clients whether you are on free or on pro. So give me 1 second before we continue to ask questions about pro. Let me get into the system and show you guys. That way it makes a little bit more sense because I don't want to confuse you. I want you to understand that whether you have the pro platform or you have the free platform, what you are able to do is the same with the exception of being able to generate letters to the creditors. Okay, there are some additional features that are there on the customer level as well as the company level. And we're going to talk about that once we get into the system. So let's dive in because it seems like everyone definitely wants to know about that. And I want to give y'all the answers. So when you are signing up to this amazing AI software, you want to go ahead and make sure that you are putting your information in the system. Now, when you are doing that, you want to make sure that you have different email addresses within the software. The email addresses that you're going to use and why you need to have different ones is because The system has to have one email address for the owner and then one email address for the user. So for instance, if you are going to own the account, but you are also going to use the platform to generate your own letters for yourself, you are going to want to make sure that you have another email address. So I cannot use Mikey as the owner and use Mikey as the user to generate letters to dispute my own credit profile. And I'll show you what it means once I load a client in so it can make a little bit more sense. Now, if you have a company name, by all means, put the company name in here. If you do not, my love, that is okay. All you need to do is leave it blank. It'll automatically fill to your first name and last name. This box, you definitely want to check for terms and condition. I am born in February, okay? January, February, I'm nosy. And on top of I'm nosy, I like discounts, okay? So that means I need to be knowing what's going on, what special offers, what resources, what products. I need to be in the know. So I am going to check the box. It is completely up to you if you check the box or not. You're going to then select sign up. After you select sign up, you're going to get the service agreement. The service agreement is telling you how to do business with Dispute Panda and how Dispute Panda intends to do business with you. I'm not going to review that with you today, but please make sure you read it as you go through, okay? Once you get in on the main platform, before you load anyone in, this is what the software is going to look like. So we're going to cover all of the items on the left, all of the items on the right, and then we're going to dive into signing up your clients. So the first thing that you see on the to-do list are rounds, any missing documents, and any birthdays. That's going to be the first thing that you have here. Over to the right, if you click this button that says earn credit, if you are a realtor, an auto, heck, if you're in any industry and you know someone that's willing to come or wants to come into the credit repair space, you can select this button and click I accept. Once the system goes live, you will be able to get an invitation when it opens up again for you to get your own affiliate marketing link. So if you guys are like me and you coach in different spaces or you go to different speaking events, you can actually have your affiliate link for them to sign up for the platform under you, and you would get residual earnings for them being able to do that, okay? If you want to upgrade to Pro, you would select this option and you are able to go ahead and upgrade to Pro. Again, it's 14 days for $1 and then $197 thereafter. If you want to have your own affiliate link for Credit Dino, you have to click this button on the inside of your dashboard. Once you select this option, it will automatically take you into the dashboard where you can see your own unique affiliate link, and you can then put it on your Linktree, your bit.ly, your website, wherever you need it to. You can embed it in there. What it will then help you do in real time is it will allow you to go ahead and make sure that you're making drip money. So when it comes to Credit Dino, right now, if people sign up for Credit Dino outside, it's $39 a month. With your affiliate code, it actually gives them a $10 discount. It's only $29.99 a month. You then make $8 and you get a $17 credit every single month to dispute the round of letters for the client. So that means if every single one of your clients are on Credit Dino, to generate the letters for them, whether you are on the free version or the pro version, every 35 days, it will cost you $0.00. Okay? You just have to click this link and sign up. To get to the clients, you can click on the magnifying glass at the top, or you can click on clients here on the side. You have the ability to see active clients, inactive clients, and if you are moving from a different software to this software, you can click on the CSV file and you can import your clients over. Please note, if you are having an issue with importing clients over, do not fret, y'all. Go ahead and send that CSV file to the back office. They will be able to go, and when I say back office, info@Dispute Panda, and they will be able to go ahead and support you accordingly. If you want to add a new client, you will click on the new client tab, input all the information, and then hit save. And we're going to do that shortly so you can see how that works. The letter tab gives you the ability to see any letters that have gone out for your clients. One of the guidelines that I like to explain is that the letters go out same day as long as it is sent by 12 p.m. PST. If it is after 12 p.m. PST, it goes out the next business day. So I just wanted to give you guys that information there. If you are on the Pro, you will have a safe client access portal, so your clients will be able to email you and you'll be able to email them securely within this platform. That is one of the perks with going into the Pro feature, okay? The other perk that they have, 1 second. Here we go. The other perk that they have is this reports tab. And the reports tab, I love personally because a lot of people have asked, well, how do I see the updates on the clients? So this is what the reports tab looks like on the company level, but you also get the option of getting that information on the client level. So when you go into the client level, you are able to go ahead and see how many deletions, what has been removed, what the updates have been from month to month for that particular client. So does the site send the letters out for you? Okay, that's a great question, my love. The site can send the letters out for you if you elect to do so. So if you want the system to send out the letters, I will show you once we load the client in, how you can tell the system to do that. And I'll show you how you can download it for yourself as well. Great question. All right, so we're gonna hit close here. Now you can take that same information and change it into a shareable report. That shareable report gives you the ability to go ahead and send this out on your social media. You also will have your own logo on there if you have a logo. If you don't have a logo, then that would just be blank. And you can, if you don't have a website, then that would be blank as well. But if you have a phone number, you want to put it on there so they know how to get in contact with you. All right. The subscription tab. The subscription tab allows you to create, and again, this is a part of the Pro feature, so it allows you to create payment plans, onboarding forms, and payment forms. So if you want to have it where people can automatically sign up to credit repair on your actual site, like on your actual website, you can actually create a form for that to happen. And you can also integrate your merchant service on the platform as well with the Pro. So you'll have your contract here, your payment center here, everything in one space for you to be able to support the client, okay? The training tab leads you back to the training center, of course, and then the contact us tab leads you to the contact center. Now, if you are wanting to go into the settings, you want to click on balance, or you want to click these 3 dots here and click on settings. Starting from the top, the very first thing that it gives you access to is your name, your contact, your information. So if you are no longer fakemail.com, you are now bullycredit.com, you can change that email address, and now that would be your login information when you're logging into the system. You can also put your picture in here, but please note no one sees it unless you have the Pro. So if you have the free version, you're the only person that's going to see the info, okay? The organization tab gives you the ability to put your logos in. It gives you the ability to put your contact information in your website as well as your contract, so that whenever your clients come in on the Pro, they will automatically get sent the contract once they're put in as a client. Does anyone need a copy of a sample contract? Please note contracts are different state to state, but we do like to give you a foundation. So if anyone needs one, let me know. I'll drop it in the chat for you guys to gain access to it, okay? Oh, yes, please. All right, girl, I got you, boo. Hold on. Hold on. I'm coming. Let me go ahead and contract. There we go. All right. If you have team members like me, I have my wonderful niece who is so amazing. She comes in and she dips and does with me. Instead of me giving her my username and password, she could actually come in here. I would put her name, her address, your VA's information, put their email address, and they will then be able to create their own username and password. So I don't have to give them my login information to do anything. Okay. If you want affiliate links, which is what I was talking about earlier, because you may have relationships with multiple credit monitoring softwares, you can put them all in here. I'm a firm believer in having backup. I always have to CYOA myself. If no one knows this, cover your own. Okay, took us. All right. So with that being said, I don't have an issue if people have multiple affiliate links, so that if something goes down, there was just a big data breach at the Social Security Administration office. Okay. So stuff be happening in these streets. So you want to make sure you always have a backup just in case there's an update, a system glitch. I recommend you definitely have multiple tools. I personally only use Credit Dino, and that's just because I like free. Again, like I said, I got 4 kids. Okay. Now, if you are wanting to dispute, you can click on, if you're wanting to change the address. So the credit reporting agencies have anywhere from 7 to about 15 different addresses. I have used a method before where a letter goes out to one address every round, but it goes out to one particular address this month, and then I switch the address the following month. Or I have done a tactic where I send it out to like at least 3 addresses and then wait to see who doesn't respond. Right? To kind of go through. So that is a tactic that you can leverage. And if you want to change the address that the credit letters are going to, the dispute letters are going to, you can click on the button and change the addresses here. If you wanting to upgrade from free to the pro, you can come in here and do so. You can also save your payment method. One of the things that I loved about Dispute Panda is that they realized that when they launched, a lot of the people that were coming into this space were people that were trying to fix their own credit. So because of that, they created what's known as a subscribe and save. And what a subscribe and save does is it gives you 50% bonus on top of whatever you already purchased. So if you purchase $20 worth of credits, which remember, every time you're sending off a round of letters is $17 if you are not using Credit Dino. So it's $20. It's $20 if they allow you to load, or $60. So if you load 20, you get 30. If you load 60, you get 90. And it bills you every single month. If you guys are doing this for yourself and your family, I want to note that you're not going to have multiple subscribes and saves. It's just one subscribe and save. If you turn around and you use all of the money that's in your bucket, you can come over here and do a bulk purchase of however much you want to purchase. Again, if you're using Credit Dino, it's free for the rounds. So you can leave the money in there if you want the system to mail the letters out for you. Okay. The invoice tab allows you to see any invoice that you create for your clients, your Panda Pro statements, and any statements that are on file. The activity tab allows you to know what attacks, which is rounds or dispute letters, go out. If you are telling the system to mail the letters for you, it gives you that information as well. And then the attack credits are the credits that you're able to go ahead and view in the software. Okay. The integration tab gives you the ability for this software to speak to another software. So normally the integration tool is with Zapier. They are launching the option for Go High Level. So for those of you that might be using Go High Level for your email sequences, your text notifications, you have the ability to go ahead and look at that as well and make this platform speak to that platform and vice versa. The referral tab allows you to go ahead and earn credits. That's what we showed you at the beginning of the call. Any questions on what we've covered so far? I know we kind of ran through it because I definitely want to get to the letters and give you opportunity to ask any questions. So any questions on what we've covered so far? And I'm glad you guys got the contracts. We had a couple yeses in there. Awesome. Any questions, guys? Say yes, please. Okay, drop that. Potential clients. Okay, cool. So on the question on potential clients, you have unlimited client portal. It does not cap you whether you're on the free version or the pro version. So you can load as many clients in here as you want to. You're not going to get knocked off from loading those clients into the system, okay? When it's time to load your client, you can come here and click on new client, and you want to go ahead and fill out this information. Now, I want to point out that the only things that are required to be filled out are the ones that have an asterisk next to them. The middle name is not required. The suffix is not required. However, you do want to fill out everything that has a star because that information is going to be pulled and then placed on the letter that's going to be generated for you. Okay. Email address. So as I stated, we can't use the same email address because the system will kick me out. So we're going to use that. If you want to use the same phone number, guys, the same phone numbers will work. You want to make sure that you're putting in the correct last four of the social security number. And if you are using this system and they have a suite, unit, building, whatever, I want you to put it on the address line because that is where it's going to be titled. Everything else goes into its respective boxes. Okay. You're going to put the client's date of birth in here. Now, if you had the pro version, you would click this button right here and it will automatically send out the contract that you have on file for the client. It will automatically send out a login for the Safe Client Access portal. So when they log in, they'll be able to upload their own identification. They'll be able to sign the contract and they'll be able to put in their own credit monitoring information into the platform. Okay. But since I don't have that, I'm gonna have to hit save and I'm gonna have to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop. Let me close this. Let me know if you guys need this ID tab. I did screen grab this from how to add a client to Dispute Panda credit repair software and get a free round of attack. But if you guys want me to drop it in the chat, just drop a 1. I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat so you guys have accessibility to it. The reason that I go over this is because a lot of times we don't cover what documentations are needed in order to support the letters that you are sending out to the client. With that being said, if you have a driver's license, but the client has moved from Kentucky to Michigan, or they've moved from Kentucky on one block to Kentucky on the next block, please be made aware that you want to make sure that the identification is supporting the client's file. One of the methods of disputes that we normally leverage is trying to get rid of old addresses that may be attached to old collection files. It is not going to work if you have multiple addresses on file. So you want to make sure that the supporting documents that you're given is one address, one name, one date of birth is the full goal when it comes to the file. Okay. Someone said drop it in the chat. I got you. Let me go ahead and drop it for you. There we go. So if you are using the driver's license as the proof of identification, you do not put the driver's license under address. You are going to put another supporting document under the address tab. Rule of thumb, if you are using a residential bill, you're not going to make sure that you use that bill more than 90 days. So every 60 to 90 days, you need to get an updated bill from your client so that you can support them accordingly. Okay. So if you do not have a driver's license because it's not valid, please pick something else from the list. Okay. Passport, birth certificate, divorce decree, military ID. I love a military ID and I love a passport. I'm not arguing with you about addresses. Excuse me, I'm confirming that this person is who it is. And then I'm either using a bank statement or a cell phone bill to validate the address that they physically have. A lot of people do not get bank statements mailed to them. That is fine, honey. Don't let it get mailed to you. What you can simply do is go ahead and go online and print off or download the bank statement and then just take that top page and Bob's your uncle. Okay? Any questions on identification before we move forward? Any questions, guys? Y'all okay out there? Trina, you good? Bob's your uncle. All right, come on, talk to me now,
Yes,
friend.
I'm good.
Come on, friend, because you know I need some help in here. He said, Bob's my uncle. He is. Thank you so much. I love when you come off mute, Trine Bean. Thank you for coming in the room, friend. Okay. So these are the documentation. It is in the chat. Definitely download it. So I'm going to show you guys one of the tools that I love about Dispute Panda. So I'm a drag and dropper, so you can click or you can drag and drop. And one of the things that the features that the system has is this crop option. With the crop option, you can crop and save so that you're saving the amount of paper that you're using. Because to be quite honest, everything is going to cost, okay? So we want to lower our overhead as much as possible. You see this long piece of paper? No, ma'am. We're going to crop it. They don't need to know all of that, okay? We're going to crop it like it's hot. Boom. Boom. So this will now make sure that everything goes between 1 to 2 sheets of paper for your client. Number one. Number two, this person got past due. We definitely ain't trying to say that they don't pay their bills late, but then we're going to send them a supporting document that shows that they got the bill late. Like, no, we're not going to do that. So we want to make sure that we're doing what's best for the client and put all the information on here that the credit reporting agencies need in order to verify who they are. Okay. And then you hit crop and save. In this case, I have the social security card, but I want to point out, I don't have to put it down because these 2 sections are the only sections that are required. Okay. If you crop it, can they say that they need the whole bill? Why? So that's a great question, Juan. So come off of mute and tell me why you're sending the bill.
You're sending it for address, but you know how like they like to play games though.
I've
I
never
done
had
heard
them
it all.
come back to me and ask me for a whole bill because I'm sending them that portion that says this is their address. And remember, it may be a bill, it may be a bank statement, you get what I'm saying? So there are different things that you can send as supporting documents. It's not their business to see the whole bill. What you're doing is sending documentation that it's proof that it belongs to that client. That's it, that's all. Okay?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if anybody else had something like that, like where they try to play games.
Oh no, they try to stall you out, but that's never a comeback that they can leverage. They can say that it's out of date and they want to confirm, but that's basically it. The date stamp isn't needed in the crop. So if you look at the photo that I did, hang on 1 second. Let me exit out and let me put it back in. I am cropping it down to the date. Right? So I'm officially cropping it down to the actual date. So if on that statement, the date is in there, or on that little statement tab, the date is in there, you're going to crop it to that particular portion. Not a problem at all. I want to make sure you catch it, you pick it up, put it in your pocket. Okay. The next question that Juan had was, do you like to get things notarized? So I personally notarize my documentation because I have a power of attorney. So in my letters of disputes that I send out, because I have a power of attorney, I always have it notarized. Now, I do not notarize the letters. Have I done it in the past? Yes. I'm going to be honest. When I was tracking the results between notarized and unnotarized letters, it wasn't a big gap. It wasn't worth it to worry about that. However, because I am a notary, I do notarize my documents. Mostly it's the POA. If I'm having a situation with bankruptcies, then I may notarize the bankruptcies or the repo information that's going out. But because I have my POA and that's notarized, I normally don't do that. But do you have to notarize the letters? No, that's not a requirement. Great question. All right. So if you are using MyScoreIQ, Identity IQ, you're going to have to upload the file. If you are using Smart Credit, you are going to have to grab the HTML code. If you are using Smart Credit, I want you to scroll down to the bottom of the training and click on how to import Smart Credit files. There is a specific code that you need to use in order to pull the HTML file over. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, no matter I did Smart Credit 2 days ago and it was working, but it does glitch out. Sometimes it will not let you in. So that is the truth of it. And because we don't have any control, they switched from HTML to JSON, I believe. So because of that, there's a special code that you have to use in order for it to work. I did use a client 2 days ago and it was working for me. So I would say just go back and check it out. If it's still not working, then yeah, that's why I always say to have a backup plan, because we don't have any control as to what they let us in or don't let us in to do. Okay. Now you can house your client's information here. So remember, if you guys are using the free platform, you can still house the information here for your client as well as with the paid platform. The biggest difference, let me stop sharing real quick because my screen decided to switch and I don't like it. So hold on 1 second, guys. Un momento, por favor. All right, let's go over here. You're fine, my love.
Raquel, look at the camera.
I'm looking. Hey,
I'm
You look
good,
good
baby.
over
How
there.
are you? How
I'm
are
good.
you?
She stopped taking you all over Jerusalem. She just had you all over the equator, huh, Ma? I'm sorry. I'm
She
glad you
went with me
sitting and
today.
rested. I'm glad you
Okay.
rested. Mama loyalty over here. She going all over the world with loyalty tax. It's okay. We gonna let her be great. All right. So I wanted to make sure. Hold on. Let me. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yeah, y'all got it. Okay. So when you are in the system, hold on, let me stop sharing real quick. Pull this back up. Move this over here. Cool. Let's go back. Bob's your uncle. All right now. So you are able to put your client's information into the system. And one of the things that I like about Dispute Panda when you are dealing with your client's profile is that it houses everything. But I like Credit Dino because I don't have to log into the other credit monitoring software to go ahead and pull the credit report. The system does it for me. So every 35 days, I just come in here, I click this one-click import, and automatically it goes ahead and pulls the report in for my client. And I get a free round of attack. Simple, easy, no issues. Okay. And there you go. It says you earn one free round of attack. So remember, for an attack, it normally costs $17. But because I'm using Credit Dino, I do not have to pay that $17 when it's time for me to dispute the profile. See how this thing like to play Rainy Games? Okay. So now we're going to scroll up to the top, and now the disputing tab has come in. Before you can select the letter, you have to tell the system what you are disputing. Like, what exactly are you going to be arguing about to tell them that they need to remove? Please note that the system automatically will select any letters that are causing problems for your client's accounts, any late payments, any charge off, any repos, anything of that nature, bankruptcies, public records is bankruptcies, liens, judgments, things like that ends up under public records. It normally shows up right under the inquiry tab, but in this case, this client doesn't have one. So what you would do is you'd come here and you'd be able to see the inquiries, and you have the ability when it comes to the inquiries to turn around and make a decision on which inquiries you want to dispute. As a rule of thumb, guys, you do not want to dispute any inquiries that are attached to an open and active line of credit. So what you want to do is check if your client already knows, listen, I have a Capital One, I have a this, I have a that. If your client already knows, you're going to leverage that information with them. If they are not aware, then what you are going to end up having to do is you're going to have to search it on your own. If you're using a Windows-based computer, you're going to do Control F. If you are using a Mac or an Apple, you're going to do Command F. It will bring up this search bar. Now, what I normally like to do is I like to search the items that they have. A lot of people normally have Capital One cards. So I would go ahead and plug it in here and I would search. Do they have a Capital One? Is it open? If it's open, I am not disputing. If it is a Capital One auto, I will dispute that to go ahead and get those points back that might be missing from my client's profile. Okay. That's one. So you can go ahead and you would actually go through this for each of your clients' inquiries, and then you would then select the ones that apply that are either charge off, closed, or not there. So that if it's not there, that means that they only had an inquiry on it. They didn't actually get approved for the actual account, right? So you would go through, you check the box that applies, and then you'd be able to start the disputes. Now, to Juan's statement, Juan was talking earlier and saying, well, what if I wanted to generate a letter, or do I need to generate a separate letter? So sometimes if you are wanting to generate a specific letter for an issue because you're seasoned in this credit repair game and you know this letter works hands down, you are going to go ahead and put the letter information in here. You would go ahead and save it, and then systemically, the system will go ahead and generate that letter for that particular account only, not for all of the accounts, okay? If you do not have a specific letter or you change your mind, you just click the X and it removes the letter out of the system. So if you want to use a consumer law verbiage, or you want to add something into the system, or you have a specific letter that works just for you, you can put that letter in the system. Now, I know you guys see this yellow icon. The reason that it's there is because it's telling you a warning. So when this system was first created, it did not create any verbiage for late payments. The system only created verbiage for, you need to delete this and remove this and go to bed. Good night. Okay, that's basically what it said. But because of the evolution and because of what you guys have told our software, the software then created a letter that had verbiage for late payments. So once that verbiage is created, that icon is just an alert because the system coding is saying, hey, you want to make sure you check what the issue is before you move further. Now, I'm going to take y'all into something as to why I personally love Credit Dino. So the first thing you can do when you click on this wonderful eye icon, it takes you into the information on the account. Now, most of the credit monitoring softwares that are out there only give you the last 24 months of the account history for the credit report for your client. Credit Dino gives you the full 7 years if it's available for that particular account. So for instance, when you click on payment history for this account's been open and reported on TransUnion since 2020, under Equifax since 2018. I'm sorry, under Experience since 2018, under Equifax since 2020. Hold on, I'm trying to see why this thing isn't. Okay, here we go. Okay. So with that being said, you have the ability to see all of the history that's going on with the account, and you have all of the ability to go ahead and say, hey, I see that your hiccup started back in 2023. What's going on? Now, if that was, let's say, COVID, we can have a conversation as to what we need to talk about. What do we need to dispute? How do we need to get this handled? Okay. Now, you take it a little bit further when you click on account history. This is another part that I love. It breaks down the whys of your client's credit report being the way that it is. A lot of people are relying on the letters. I'm going to tell you that the letters is one half of the coin. Just like paper is not one-sided, it's double-sided, okay? It's the same thing when it comes to credit. So you can write the letters all day that you want, but if your client is constantly late, then the late payments or payment history is 35% of the overall score, which roughly works out to be 192.5 points. So if your client is consistently late, there is absolutely nothing you can do to offset the fact that they're going to lose points because they're consistently being late. And depending on the item, they can lose over 100 points because of them being late for that particular item. Okay. Mortgages, auto payments, things of that nature, they weigh heavy. Okay, they heavy in here. So the number one conversation is installment loans. You want to tell them to pay, pay bi-weekly to split it up so that they're paying more on the principal and less on the interest. However, if you cannot do that, make sure you have automatic payment so you never miss the bill. Now, when it comes to utilization, which is the account health, this is saying that this person is using 97% of the overall available credit. If your utilization is worth 165 points, and for you to be in the 700, the 700 club, you need to use 20% or lower. The 800 club, you need to use 10% or lower. So if your client is using 97% just on this one card, but they're doing that on all of their cards, their utilization is trash. Okay. And you can tell them to go ahead and get a trade line. That's cool. But let's be clear, they're not going to get the maximum benefit on the trade line. Why? Because the current card that they have is still above 30%. So you want to have this conversation of, if you are over the limit, how are we going to create a plan for you to pay? If you are utilizing more than 50%, what plan are we going to have to make you pay it down? A lot of people get sidetracked and think that this is a whole area of genius. I promise you, all you have to do is know your statement date. The number one tip that I give my client is that your due date is the latest possible day you can make a payment before a fee is assessed. The statement date is the date that you're going to be snitched on by your actual creditor. Okay? So question in the chat was, can you resend the appointment link? Oh yeah, girl, I got you. Nate, can you resend the appointment link, boo? Awesome. She on it. She gonna send the reappointment link. Will there be an app for Dispute Panda on ISO? So from my understanding, they're working on that, but it has not launched as of yet. As soon as it goes out, if you check that box on upcoming information and resources, when you sign up, you will get that information in. If you are doing the 2-week method, should you print the letters yourself? I personally print the letters myself, so I can't answer that question for you. Because unless I am traveling and my wonderful niece is not sending my letters out for me, I print my letters if I'm home. Whether no matter what method you're using. That's just me because I believe in the geotag. If you guys are printing it on your own, then, or if you guys are using the system to print, I would say if you're doing an extended or a different method, just make sure you're tracking. Because a 2-week method, it's still going out, right? You're still sending it out. And the system is still going to send it out according to the dates that are listed there. Now, I do want to point out, if you're doing the backdated trick, it's not going to work unless you're going to wait the 2 weeks from when you printed the letter to then tell the system to mail the letter. Just a heads up. Because normally when they get the letter, they don't have the envelope anyway. They just have the actual letter, so you should be fine. Do you have to upload a new credit report every time before you send off a new letter? Absolutely. If you do not update the report, you don't know what has been removed the last month. So you're going to be doing what's known as blind reporting. The problem with that is, what if the last round of letters you did actually removed accounts that you're now wasting paper, ink, toner to go ahead and send it off again? That doesn't make sense. So you want to make sure that you're updating the credit report before you do the dispute, so you can see what has been removed from the profile. Great questions. That's so good. Come on, y'all. Okay. So now that we've gone through that, we're going to hit save letters. And then we are going to go ahead and tell the system what to attack. Now, based on this flow, it's saying that the first letter is the Punch of Fury. It's going to be Supreme Boosted. If you have the Pro and you are using Credit Dino, you have the ability to go ahead and create creditor letters. And I'll show you how to do that when we get there. You are also going to pick the static letters for the secondary reporting agencies. And this letter is going to go out handwritten. Nothing has to be mail certified mail. Everything can be in black and white, so it doesn't have to be in color. So you would come back in the system, hit start new round. We're going to do Punch of Fury, handwritten. If you had the Pro, you would simply check this box here and it will automatically generate letters that are going to, MCI. Oh, I'm old when I said MCI. Singular Wireless, okay? I'm joking. But those companies that are on the credit report. Since we do not have the Pro, that option is not available to us. So we will go ahead and check this box here. We will select start round and we will type in confirm. I put no money. Look over here, guys. There's no money in the system. I'm going to hit start round and I'm going to automatically be able to get my letters. Please point out that if you're going to do static letters, you need to have money in the system. If you do not have at least $1 in your balance, it will not generate the letters for the static letters. You can tell the system to mail the letters out by clicking mail out. You can also tell the system to make sure that the from letter and the to letter is the same individual. Okay. If you are sending it out yourself, you are going to need to click on download and then it will download to your computer and you will print. What I want to definitely point out, guys, is that while you are going through and you are doing this, if you do not select download and you do not tell the system to mail out, you've generated a round, but it has gone absolutely nowhere. Okay, so you want to make sure you pick one. Are you going to have the system mail it out for you, or are you going to mail it out yourself? Okay.
If the system mails it out itself, how do we check that?
What do you mean by how do you check it?
Because I have did a round of disputes. I believe it says on the 13th, So how do I go back and check the status if I had the system mail it out, if I selected for the system to mail it out and paid for it?
So if you go into letters, it will be here and you would be able to see when you click on this icon, it
Yeah,
will tell you that the letter has been mailed, the estimated date of delivery, and how it was sent
okay.
when you click on letters. Or if you go into the settings tab and you go into the activities tab, you're also able to see it here as well.
Okay.
So if you had the system mail it out for you, you'll be able to see it on either ends. Oh, that's gonna drop a little bit. Okay. Any other questions for me, guys? Oh, sorry. After the attack is done, you're completed, you'd come back in and you do the static letters. I'm going to show you guys best practice. Remember, we're going to do handwritten because it's round 1. I normally scroll all the way down to the bottom. I click on Factor Trust, Microtel, DataX, Clarity, Fredco, ARS, LCI, Anovis, LexisNexis, and then you hit start round. As long as you have at least $1 in the system, it will generate. This about to embarrass me and say I ain't got no money, but I ain't embarrassed. Okay, I ain't embarrassed. So once you're done with that, it'll show you the history of all the letters you sent out, when it was sent out. It will also show you the invoice. Okay. And then it will also show you the notes. The notes is a pro feature. I use it. Thank you, my love. I use it a lot whenever I am doing what's the verbiage? Whenever I am doing bankruptcies or repos and I'm adding something additional, I will go ahead and plug that information in to the system as well. So it gives you the opportunity for you to store what you did, where you sent it out, and all of those good things. So we have signed up with the platform, signed up a client, uploaded the document, completed a round of disputes. And if I was having the system mail it out, that means that it will mail it out not today, but tomorrow. Okay. Any questions, concerns, or comments on what we've already gone through? Any questions, guys? Let me stop sharing. Okay, there we go. Let me know if you guys have any questions. No questions? Y'all ain't got nothing for me. I heard you was looking for me. No, sorry, wrong song. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Any questions, concerns, or comments, guys? Signing up after this. I love it. It's simple. I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays if you're in pro. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. You can always book a one-on-one call for me. Hey, how you knew that was my song? Listen, that song's been stuck in my head, and y'all don't know, but I don't cuss. Okay. Let me be clear. I cuss in real life now. Okay. My dad was in the military, my brother is active duty. I be cussing, but I don't cuss on the social medias. But I tell you, every day I be fighting back, especially when I pull up scores. I be wanting to run that song. I heard you was looking for me, but they ain't got a clean version. Okay. They ain't got a clean version of my cash doll. So as soon as I get a clean version, okay, I'm telling you, I'm running that song into the ground. Every single post, that's what's gonna be playing. Okay. I love me some cash dolls. Any questions, concerns, or comments? Oh, I love it. Yes, book 101. I will be out of the office from now until Monday. My laptop is still going to be with me. I am going to take you guys on the journey to Invest Fest with me. So anyone that's on my social media platforms, my admin did drop my social media platforms in the chat. You guys can pull up on me, see what I'm getting into. I love it. If there's no questions, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go be great. So let me know if you guys have a question. You can come off of mute. It'll be my pleasure to answer. Let me know.
I got a question.
Sure. What's your question?
I just felt like you wanted somebody to ask you something, so now
I'm
I'm gonna ask.
not.
And I'm gonna miss you when you go because I ain't seen you in a week and a half.
See,
Okay.
and you missed class yesterday. It was fire. You should ask Trina, but Trina's not here no more. She left. But yesterday's class was so good. The replay will be up though. I'm taking my laptop
I
with me
was
so I
having
can
a
load the replays.
horrendous last week and a half, so I couldn't do it.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm still here. This too will pass. But so I signed up on Credit Dino to let one of my friends, we was gonna practice on each other before we went live doing the stuff.
Okay.
My credit report, when I pull up, it said NA, all of them.
All of them.
So
What address are you using?
what you mean?
So two things have happened when I see that happen. Number one, you either call Credit Dino with the customer service number and let them know that that's happening, and you let them know that you're not having that issue anywhere else. And then if that is the case, you switch to your previous address than the one you have now. So like I used to live at a different address. It's still sometimes the system glitches and it will be stuck on that address, which is why you want to update the address as much as possible.
Okay.
So if you live somewhere else, 6 months or a year ago, whatever your last address was, use that one to try and pull the report.
They refunded me. They refunded me and they said that, damn, I don't even remember what address I use now. But they had asked me security questions though, like what car and all of that stuff. And I verified all that and they said, okay.
Yeah,
but
no,
then
it's a glitching with the system when it's converting the information through. Because that normally happens with Experian. I've seen that happen a lot. Have a great night too, Mog.
So if I use my old address, then
it normally pulls it in. It'll pull it in.
Yeah, but then what's gonna be on my dispute letters? My old address?
More than likely your old address. No. So what's on the dispute letter is the address that you put in on your file as the client.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that the system is trying to pull you in, and sometimes it's only anchoring on to a certain address. So like my last address I lived at for 6 years. So when I went to Credit Dino to pull the new address I was on, it wouldn't pull me in. So I went in and I used my old address and it pulled the whole credit report over. The credit report has nothing to do with the letter you generated.
Oh, so when I sign up as a consumer, then I need to use my old address.
No. So I don't want to confuse you. So let me show you because I don't want you to get lost in the sauce. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on. So let me minimize this. You are the client. When you are loading yourself in as a client, you are going to put your current address in the system as a client.
Right. That's what
I need you to understand there's two totally different systems. When you go to Credit Dino, you are going to put in your old address when they're asking you for your information. Only in Credit Dino. Has nothing to do with with Dispute Panda.
Okay.
So in this system, you're putting all your now accurate information. In Credit Dino, you're putting in your old information to see if it pulls it in.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
And then what else I was gonna say? Okay, and then when I did hers, I was able to do the one-click import with hers, and then I printed the disputes, the attack, and then I also printed the static letters. Was I supposed to do anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Not at all.
All right. I might not be a 2 next week. I'm gonna check and see. I'm gonna let you know.
I love it. Okay.
I'll check and let you know. But and then I'll be caught up on my stuff on the mentorship by then too. So
I just added some new stuff in literally yesterday.
Okay, so then I'll be up to the new stuff.
You'll be up to date until I add more stuff. And then while I'm traveling, my plan is to update more and more stuff in the system. So yeah. It's all because we're always having classes. So but you have some while because we're not going to have another class until the second week of September. So we're giving some breathing room. It's going to be the second week. I'm still going to have work rooms, but I'm not going to have anything because I'm taking leads in now. Like I have a person that's doing my lead campaign, and I've already gotten like 6 leads today. So
Okay.
yeah, so now I'm having to adjust my schedule just a little bit. To make sure we can make it happen. But it's not going to be that bad. But I also want to make sure that all of the classes that we had in the mentorship is fully loaded in the system.
Okay.
Because they're not in there. And I need to get the clips and stuff into the group so that people know why they need to be in a mentorship. Like this, what you're missing over here.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
Because the first week of September, I won't be on because my birthday's on the 4th.
Well,
so.
see, now I'm helping you. See, I'm helping you. You're welcome.
Thank you, boo.
Anytime.
Okay. I don't know if I got anything else. If I do, I'm overwhelmed and I can't think of it right now.
No
So
problem.
I'll just take
You
one
can
step
shoot
at a
me a
time.
message. You are
Yes,
fine.
ma'am, I will. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Coach, you got a question for me, my love?
Nope.
All right. Well, I will see you guys on Monday. I'm so thankful that you guys were here. Thank you for being awesome. And you guys have a good night, okay? Bye, guys.